Chaos is supposed to destroy brands. For Doritos, it increased control. In a category that moves billions of units a year, predictability is treated like insurance. The fewer surprises, the better the forecasts. Yet Doritos grew its cultural relevance inside a snack aisle, where volume growth slowed to the low single digits, shelf space tightened, and most brands became quieter, not louder. Doritos expanded attention while the category optimized for sameness. Snack brands are built on repetition. Same flavors, same tone, same promise. Consistency reduces friction at the shelf and protects margins. For decades, that logic worked, but by the early 2010s, the system shifted. Choice exploded. Attention fragmented. Cultural cycles shortened from years to months. What once protected brands began to limit them. Doritos didn't resist that pressure. It reorganized around it. Product stability and cultural stability do not need to move together. One can remain rigid while the other stays fluid. The core never changed. The triangular chip, the color blocking, the base flavor architecture. Manufacturing remained tuned for massive scale. Pricing stayed within narrow competitive bands. These were fixed points. But everything layered on top, campaign tone, limited editions, cultural references, was designed to move fast, expire quickly, and leave no residue. This wasn't creative freedom. It was structural permission. Inside a large snack portfolio, Doritos benefited from something smaller brands rarely have: operational slack. Distribution was secured. Shelf access was stable. Margins could absorb short-term volatility. That slack turned experimentation from a threat into an option. This is where chaos stopped being chaotic. Instead of treating campaigns as permanent statements, Doritos treated them like short-dated contracts with culture. Launch fast, measure reaction. Scale what works, retire what doesn't. No nostalgia, no cleanup. That discipline only matters if it shows up where decisions are actually made. A shopper pauses in the chip aisle. Rows blur together. Familiar bags fade into the background. One package feels new, but not risky. Different, but still Doritos. The decision takes seconds. The system enabling it has been refined over decades. Doritos didn't dilute its identity by changing constantly. It made identity more resilient. Because the skeleton never moved, the surface could. Consumers learned to expect variation without questioning authenticity. That expectation is rare. Many brands attempt reinvention and accidentally signal instability. Doritos signaled confidence through repetition at the core and volatility at the edge. Internally, incentives shifted. Marketing teams were no longer rewarded for preserving tone. They were rewarded for relevance velocity, how quickly ideas could be tested against culture and either scaled or shut down. Speed became a defensive asset. Hesitation became the risk. Not every competitor understood this. By the mid-2010s, several brands tried to copy the output without copying the system. Louder campaigns, stranger flavors, short-term buzz. Many failed. Retailers hesitated. Consumers disengaged. Internal teams lost alignment. Chaos without guardrails didn't refresh those brands. It confused them. Doritos avoided that trap because volatility had boundaries. Experiments were scoped. Failures were contained. Successes were amplified through an existing machine capable of national scale. In a planning cycle, a team faces an uncomfortable decision. A proven idea that might age badly, that might irritate part of the audience, that might simply miss. The tension isn't creative, it's organizational. But when the system is built to survive failure, that tension becomes productive instead of paralyzing. Over time, external partners adapted too. Retail buyers recalibrated expectations. Doritos stopped behaving like a static SKU and started behaving like a category energizer. It refreshed the aisle without demanding permanent resets. That changed conversations about placement, visibility, and leverage. The paradox deepened. What looked volatile from the outside reduced long-term risk on the inside. While other brands aged quietly, Doritos remained elastic during a decade when cultural relevance decayed faster than traditional planning cycles could track. Volatility stopped being noise, it became fuel. Step back, and this story stops being about chips. It exposes a broader shift in how power operates inside consumer portfolios. Scale no longer wins by enforcing uniformity. It wins by deciding, precisely, where variation is allowed and where it is forbidden. The most resilient systems are not the calmest. They are the ones that know exactly how much disorder they can metabolize without structural damage. But that discipline comes at a cost. It demands systems strong enough to absorb failure and organizations willing to tolerate it. Stability no longer comes from predictability. It comes from controlled adaptation, from designing structures that treat cultural volatility as an input, not a threat. The shelf may look louder, but the real shift is quieter and far more selective.